are here today with Dvora Davis.
Yeah.
Dvora, please welcome to the Healing Festival.
Nice to be here.
It's a big pleasure to have you here. You are a jazz musician.
Jazz? I'm an artist.
Okay,
a musical artist, but jazz is where my main roots had come from. But now I embrace many things.
That was actually my question. How would you introduce yourself? Because you are a woman of many talents and many focuses, I would say, right?
Yes, that's an interesting one, because I have the Eastern philosophy side of yoga and qigong, and then there's a musical side for me, involves many areas. I started out just focusing on the jazz part of myself, and then I just started to change, and I wouldn't know the words. So people say, oh, you're a jazz singer, and I'm an artist. I'm a performing artist, I'm a songwriter, I'm a visionist, I'm a spiritualist, but music is my love, and I can only find that way to describe, because I also have a band called Soul Thrivers, and they're really urban roots soul, you know, this deep soul. So I embrace everything.
Amazing.
So calling myself a musical artist is a good thing.
Is your thing?
Yeah, it's my thing. It's a way in which I express myself and touch people through music and my words, actually. I'm a songwriter, a storyteller.
Storyteller.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what
storyteller.
I like.
That someone wrote in a magazine, and since then I was like, that's what I
What
do.
are your stories about?
Everything. If I'm in this setting, I think people are more open. So like yesterday, the performance that I did was channeling, and it's about consciousness, the power of who we are as humans, and so very spiritual and conscious things are sometimes the topics that I write about, and it's just that journey, the healing journey. Who are we? Why are we here? You know, and yeah, everything from living in the heart to everything. This is very conscious, but I also like to sing. I also like to tell stories of love, you know, and different kind. I have an album called Morning Glory, and Morning Glory, the song itself, and this is the more urban soul album. But this particular song is where I felt I want to be able to say something, because artists since the 60s, and they've always used music to say. So the chorus is it possible that there is no war? Is it possible that there is harmony? Is it possible we can love one another? Is it possible not to starve the people? And so, Morning Glory in the land of Galilee, you know? And this is a song about peace.
So through this album, you imagined some better future for us?
Yeah, just this one, and the name of the album is Morning Glory. However, on the same album is only one cover. And it's an Aretha Franklin cover. And it's a very famous song. It's I like it because it's poetic. And the stories tell a side of me. Listen to the lyrics, and it could be about a man or a woman who recognizes that they love this human being so much, but this human being is a rogue. In English, what is a rogue? A rogue is not necessarily a bad, could be a woman too, but a bad person, but they have many other people, and they're a little bit fooling the people that they're with, and then they wake up and realize that you're not the only one.
I see.
And that there are many. That's what Chain of Fools. Chain, 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 chain. That's what it's about. It's about this, and I find that really poetic.
Definitely.
So stories for me are important, whether they are conscious or whether they are. And if I do the conscious thing, then it is really important to get the audience to feel that they have power. If you sing I Am Magnificent, and I wake up in the morning and I realize we are special, and I create my day today. This is the story of the day and how powerful we are. And it's important to get people to realize that.
To make some affirmation and to claim the reality for us, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you can't be bad if you say to the audience, I am magnificent, and they sing the melody I am magnificent. it's an affirmation.
Definitely.
And so you see the energy change, and but it's also a story, and it's a story of the journey of how magnificent we are.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
And
so
if we are talking about stories, can you share with us the story how you actually got into the music? Were you always this kid obsessed with sounds, with music, with creativity? I think that I read somewhere that you composed your first song when you were 11.
It's true. My dad used to, he's not here anymore, but my dad, he used to listen to really jazz music a lot. This is how. And I would sit by the speaker and listen when I was 7 and 8. My mind was, and I would just listen and listen. And so I have always loved music. And then I did write my first song when I was 11. I had a band. We made a record. We went to the studio, and then I had a break. I followed some other path. Maybe that wasn't the greatest path for me. And then I came back to the music, and then
that's how it started, the journey where you are now.
Yeah, and music is really my life, but also ancient teachings. When I awakened, ancient teachings are also my life. So I'm an artist. I could be on a big stage, and then I could go and teach a yoga class. And the person I like that really embraces this is someone who's going to be here later, Jaidev Singh, because his wife is Simrit, and she's a huge artist, and he's always playing her music in his classes. If you join the Life Force Academy. And so he embraces everything, and she does too, because she's a practitioner of Kundalini. And I'm like this person. I don't mind to be here and then come and teach a class. Though lately I feel like I really want to concentrate on the musical aspect and raising people's vibration through sound, because I realize this is powerful. So I think I want to not do this teaching anymore.
Okay. That's interesting. So this is the immediate plan. Let's see how it evolves, right?
Yeah.
And my question is, where do you take? We touched upon this topic already a bit, but where do you take usually the inspiration for your songs, for your musics, for your lyrics, for your creative energy?
Spirit, because it doesn't. Yesterday was I channel. I can't answer, it just comes through me. It's like and it really does. The guy I was doing the guitar was playing, I'd never met him, he was just linked with me, Avi, and he was amazed that I could just sit there and channel, but it's really from spirit. Spirit, the universe, call it what you want. I just open, and instantly the idea comes, and I run with it like a wolf. I don't know, it just
happening.
It's just happening.
It's there.
It's just if you are open to the universe, it comes. As an artist, it happens. If I'm writing, if I sit down and say, okay, I want to write an album, normally what happens is I want to write an album. And then, I don't know, just, again, it comes to me. I don't have an inspiration. It could come from anywhere. Some things come from my emotions, Some things come. I wrote an album once when I was having a really rough time in life, and like artists like Amy Winehouse, who just sung about her desperate relationships with, if you listen to them, she's just singing about...
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy. When she went to the rehab, when she went to this, she just purely singing of her...
autobiography, basically.
Yeah, it's an autobiography, but if you have Hell State, then it could be a heavy album. So I did write an album like this once where I sung about a toxic relationship, and there were a few other things like that, and I hate this album now. I don't know why, because it was therapy maybe, but I really listened to it and realized, oh, this was about this heavy time of my life, and I don't want to listen to it anymore.
Yeah, but that probably also means that you passed these years already, and you are in some different place.
Yes, it is. It does mean that. So I put it away and said, okay, I don't mind to say I will never listen to it again.
Which is
and
great.
It was therapy. So the inspiration can come from
different directions.
Different from nature, from Earth. She's alive, and so I can have inspiration from that, and from spirit. I'm very connected to spirit. Maybe God, call it what you will.
Do you have some everyday practice or everyday mantra, or can you share with us?
All right. I wake up in the morning and everything's a ceremony. Cleaning is the first thing. I have to clean my environment, and actually people in the Brazilian who live in the rainforest, that's what they do, they clean the area, but I clean because cleaning is getting rid of the chaos so that it can focus. That's like a ceremony for me. Then I prepare things like tinctures and things. And then my aim, maybe I go to a hot yoga class first, or meditating is powerful. I've done a lot of work with Dr. Joe Dispenza. So the kind of meditation I do is to go into the field, the quantum field, and put out into the universe the things that I want for my life. Maybe at some points it has been about healing my body, and so it's healing, or it's about the change that I want to come. So meditation, but the heart meditation, which I opened this sacred fire with, is very important because the heart's not just an organ. So this, my main thing in the day, is to open my heart. And actually, I missed something. When I put my foot on the ground, I say thank you for this new day, you know, and then I connect with my higher self, because in my life I always knew in some of the heaviest periods that I was protected, and then I learned that what I thought was an angel is actually your higher self is with you, and once you know it. So I touch the ground, I say thank you, I connect with my higher self and ask to be shown what I need to know, because my higher self whispers to me.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Okay.
You left your key. Psst, psst, psst. And it's very clear sometimes.
Okay.
So when you connect in the morning with your this energy, whatever you want to call it, then you open to receiving the guidance. So that's my rituals. And then yoga is always there, and then meditation, but the heart meditation first is opening my heart so that I come into this place. And my affirmation is, there's a few of them, but one is, I ask the Creator, let me always walk in the light and love and smile. Because I know when I do, that's going to raise my energy within to the highest vibration of love. And I'm careful not to say raise my vibration and leave it, because your vibration could be negative. So I always add raise my vibration to the highest vibration of love. And that is that's important. And all these little things I do. Sometimes a little cacao ceremony to open my heart. And then the main meditation.
I really liked how you talked about your practices, about your morning practice of not only gratitude but also connecting to your higher self, to opening your heart and so on. Sometimes I feel that people have some misconceptions sometimes about healers, artists, teachers, that these people who are really conscious in their living, that they don't have some normal level of life. For example, they don't go to the cinema or to the bar with friends. How is it in your case?
Oh no, rubbish, I need creativity. That comes later. You know, I teach Qigong, and in Qigong you have different characters and personalities. You have the fire element and you have the water element, and there's a deeper study of the Qigong, and that says that someone who is I might be more water element in the morning because I need space to meditate, and later I am fire because I need to go out. So no, it's not true. I need that. I don't want to live anymore in the city. Sorry, Berliners, but I don't like Berlin anymore. And I want to be in nature. However, I have to be close to a city because I like urban. So I want to go sometimes to somewhere that's some session somewhere, you know, and
the life is there.
Where the life is there, and I meet the musicians, and we are making music together. I think they've been doing it in the fire area, and I've been too tired to go last night. But this I love. I love having gatherings in my own home. And this is very important for me. I like to go to the opera. I've seen many operas. I'm like a child.
Amazing.
I go in there and I go by myself. I don't even want to go with anyone anymore because most people don't like the opera. But I go in and I'm like,
wow, magic.
yeah, it is. And I go to shows and I need it as an artist. I need somebody else's input and I need to get lost.
Yeah.
I like a bit of urban. I like to eat out. This comes in the night.
So in the night you are fire, by morning.
And I'm water and I need the peace and meditation, then I need
I see. So you really unite in yourself some oppositions, some opposing elements, but
it's to admit who you really are, because you know what, it's not a judgment of anyone, but if you're too much here in spirituality, you're not grounded.
Yeah.
You need both worlds. We are humans and we have other desires, and I learned in studying the Qigong that these desires are part of who we are.
Yeah, and maybe also it prevents other people you are in touch with to connect with you if you just like the human side, or you are trying to push it away, right?
Yes, because not everyone around me that I know is like me. Not everybody is conscious, not everybody I can have certain conversations with. You know, I think so I'm everything, and I'm in tuned with everything. And I'm also, not to split myself as an artist, but there is the artist who likes the urban soul, and like people say, is that you, this woman? You stepped on and you're like not an animal, like animals are beautiful, but like you have this animal
energy,
like, and I am like that. And but I'm highly conscious and spiritual, so there is these different layers of me, and they need feeding.
It perfectly makes sense.
So
and I wonder, because you have your own band, right? Soul Thrivers.
You and have Soul of Mother Earth, which comes in September.
That's amazing. And I just wonder how, because you seem like a very strong, powerful person, which is beautiful, but maybe in band there is different dynamic needed. How this works? Are you the leader, or are you more like in cooperative setting?
Well, I'm the front woman, and this can be really heavy. So when you are the front woman, most people can respect that. And I work in a world where, sorry to all the men, it's a man's world in the music, and I'm surrounded by men, and they don't often understand. So coming up, you have to be strong, and you have to be, but I'm very loving and open, but there are times when myself is being disrespected in a way, and I have to be then put my feet in the ground as a front woman. I am the front woman. I am calling the shots there. And it's sometimes people call you names. They call you like a diva. Who does she? Yeah, it's because they don't like an element that you have to say, no, I want this way, and I want it that way, and I'm not. So this is sad for me.
And they are not used to it.
And they're not used to it. And so, but mostly not. Now I've really meditated about it, and the guys that are around me finally are really wonderful. They know who I am. They know that if we go on stage together, they are part of what I do, and they know that you're the front, and okay, Dvora, we're gonna, and they're there, and it's special. I finally get to this point, and I can only do that now in my life. I cannot work anymore in this energy, and so being a front woman is not so easy. Or it's not easy at the end of the night where everyone's gone, and there's sometimes this happens and you're sitting alone. And you've done all this stuff, you know, and you've given, and it's kind of a bit hard to be. So I'm trying to work on this element of harmony. I like a family, and I want the band to sit together and eat together after, but they all have their own
lives,
partners,
also.
And their lives, and
so
it's not as glamorous sometimes as
it might seem from distance, right? For the others. Is there any piece of advice you would give to your younger self when you were at the beginning of your journey, even in music or in, as you mentioned, the ancient techniques? Is there something you would do differently?
Not to neglect myself and my needs. Giving is really great. And I was talking to someone, I don't know who he is, I think he must be the guy who does the morning yoga thing. I give a lot, and I've been doing it. I was chanting Namyo Horenge Kyo when I was very young, and there we did what we call KB. KB is where you, doesn't matter who you are, you give time, you sit at the reception, and you give. And I did this. And then I was teaching, when I started teaching yoga, I would teach to homeless people, and I would go feed the homeless people at the Hare Krishna Center, actually, in London. And I gave. And then I start doing Shumei Japanese healing, every day in the center healing, and every day doing Reiki, and every day. And then Dr. Joe Dispenza has this coherence healing, and I was doing that. And I like it. And when I went to Holland, in between doing I used to teach, go to the Alzheimer's Center, because they treat these beautiful beings like children, play with the ball. They have Alzheimer's, they just can't remember things. They're not children, they're not. And so I would give and sing to them. And they would remember, you know, people say Alzheimer's, they don't remember. No, I could walk in the room,
Because it's also part of the bodily memory, right?
Yes,
like
exactly. Alzheimer's is a disease, but it's the way that they get treated, that they have a decline, that they can't. And so I would give my time, and I would go sing songs from old songs that they would remember. So I'm giving a lot, and I wonder sometimes that maybe it's too much. And I know it sounds a weird thing, and they say you have to give to receive, but actually if you give,
you deplete yourself.
You deplete yourself, and you forget to give to you.
To feed yourself.
Yeah, and that's where I would say try to have a balance. You don't have to, maybe was something in me that wanted to mend my life, so I've always felt I give, and that will heal some aspect of my beginning of my life wasn't great.
Yeah, I see.
It was a little bit on a dark path. It can't explain it, but and so maybe my feeling to give everywhere, even now, give yoga, teach yoga, it's full on, get on stage, give. I would say, try to remember who you are.
To have your boundaries as well.
Yeah, and so I need that now, because I've neglected myself. I don't have a partner, and I don't have someone to give me back. And as you go on, it gets harder and harder to find this, you know, soulmate, or these things that someone can give, you can give to each other. So I would say that. Try to find a balance.
A balance. And do you think that, I know that it's important not to overgive and not to deplete yourself, but do you think that we can close our discussion, our interview with one more giving, and that would be maybe a little blessing or a wish for Healing Festival upcoming years? Yeah, you think we can?
We can do that.
Is there something you would wish for the upcoming years of Healing Festival, and for all the beautiful souls which meet here every year?
That we really don't just come here for you, but really put away the stuff and connect with each other and really raise vibration, because we need that in this world. And that's what I would wish, that the festival stays with this thing, that when people come, they recognize each other.
Yeah.
You know, and they can give each other, lift each other.
Yeah, to hold each other as
yes,
well.
to hold each other and love each other, and not be afraid, to do that without being, oh, I'm airy fairy, but really come in and show
to be here for each other.
Yeah.
Basically.
In love. In love.
Thank you
Always in
very
love.
much, Dvora, for your wise
Thank
words
you.
and for
That's
sharing it with us, and
was
hopefully
great.
see you during upcoming years.
Yes, yes, I would like to come back.
Okay. Thank you
Next
very
year.
much.
Yes, thank you
you.
very much for the interview. It's like a little journey. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.